Hey, this is Jay here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and my first series, It's the Little Things, enhancing your virtual classroom one simple step at a time. Today, I'm super excited about showing you how to make your folders just a little bit more fantastic. Let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to talk about two things. Number one, why it makes sense to take the extra step to make your folders fantastic. And then number two, I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's get started. Why bother making your folders fantastic? It's simple. Here's what your typical page, once you land into a Schoology or into a folder, looks like. In our district, we had mandatory folders that we needed to have. So these are those three mandatory folders that they wanted in order to bring some, uniformity across the district. And I thought that was great, but it still did not provide to me enough information. And so I took those folders and I changed them around a little bit to look like this. With these banners here, what I've done is, number one, I've made my folders more accessible because you can click on the entire banner. Then it makes it easier for people with less dexterity or for little kids with nimble fingers to be able to click within the entire banner and still have access to the folder, versus only being able to click on the title of the folder. I myself use a touchscreen sometimes, and it's very frustrating when I'm trying to click on folders and I'm touching all in the wrong place. It is much easier to do this. In addition, I wanted to give parents and other guardians who are coming into the classroom and looking at the folders an opportunity to know what was in them without having to click on them and without using a bunch of text. There are some options to add descriptions to the folders. A lot of people just write long sentences about what's in them, but honestly, nobody wants to read that. So using the banners, getting the visual aid, I was able to make my folders more accessible, make them more aesthetically pleasing, and make it more likely that people will know where to go. So let me show you how to enhance your folders. Follow me over to my Schoology page. So here I am going to show you how I create my folders. So I'm actually going to create folders within a folder, but of course you can do this on the main page or within other folders. It works the same no matter where you create them. So I'm going to go into this folder. In here I have two folders that I need for class, and so I'm going to use this opportunity to create these folders. Number one, I want a frequently asked questions folder where I'm going to put information that kind of helps students with the most frequently asked questions, where I create little videos and little snapshots of things from Schoology so that they can turn there before they come and send me 1,000 emails asking me all the same questions. And then I have an extended learning folder. And this is a folder that can be found at the end of most of my units, where there are some extra activities, assignments, and opportunities to practice what we have been learning that students can put into play. So I like to work on creating the stuff for my folders in Google Slides. So let me show you what that looks like. So here I just have a brand new blank Google Slide document, and I'm going to use this to create the different images that are going to become my banners. You can do this in different kinds of platforms, Google Draw and things of that nature. For me, Google Slides is just easy to use, so that's my preference. So I'm just going to start by deleting what's here so I have a blank space to work with. And I'm going to want to create a banner, and for this one I want to use like a chalkboard type of feel to it. So I'm going to start by finding a picture, and you can search for them in Google and copy and paste or bring them over, but you can also Google search right within Google Slides. So if you click on Insert and then Image, you have the options for where you can upload images from. If you have stuff that you want to use already, then you can upload it from your computer. I'm going to search the web, and I'm going to search for pictures of a blackboard or a chalkboard. I really like this one, so I'm going to click on it, and I'm just going to click on Insert. So I like for my images, my banners, to be a little bit more narrow than they are wide. just gonna crop off this extra here, and then I'm gonna play around with the sizing of it to get it to look more like what I would like my banner to look like. Alright, so I'm just dragging in the edges and kind of playing with the sizing of it to kind of fit what I think looks good. Not too distorted, but not as large as it was. Right? So before I start creating and adding text and images within the banner, I like to make duplicates of this slide. Right click and duplicate. One, I just like to have one that has the original picture so that in case I mess up, it's easy for me to start over. And then two, if I'm making multiple pictures, I like to have the exact same size. So if I duplicate them before I start working in here, then it won't take me as long to create the next ones. So I'm going to go with my frequently asked question folder, and I want to put in a Bitmoji that has frequently asked questions or something like that in there. So I personally use the Bitmoji Chrome extension. So right here in my top of the screen, I can go and I can just kind of search for a Bitmoji that fits. I searched earlier and I like this any questions one, so I'm just going to drag it over here. And now I have this Bitmoji. You could search for other images, or you could put in your own text and things of that nature. And so I'm just going to kind of play around with the sizing of it and put it right in there. Right? And now I want to put the title of this folder here so people know what to look for. So I'm going to insert a text box. And I'm just going to simply put in frequently asked questions. Let's change the font up a little bit. I don't like that one. A little bit too scripty. Let's go with this one. Make it bold. A little bit bigger. Alright. So I'm just going to put in the title. Okay, and you can definitely play around with the fonts and the titles to get something that kind of fits what you're looking for. I'm going to center that a little bit, make it a bit bigger, put an S on the end of that. So that's just putting in the text, putting in what I want to go here, and then maybe I'm going to add something else that says click here for answers. Click here when you need help in Schoology. Alright, so I'm just playing around with that. And once I have the text that I want, whatever images and things that I would like to add, what I am going to do is simply take a picture or a screenshot of this banner as it is. So I'm going to use the snipping tool here, and I'm just going to take a snip of this banner and save it as an image. So I'm trying to get that corner in there and get it to look just like that. Alright, I check out the image, looks good to me, so now I am going to just save it as a Q snip, and I'm going to replace the one that I had before and save it. Yes, thank you. So now when I am ready to put that picture into Schoology, I am simply going to go back to that folder, and I'm going to click on the pen, the little gear wheel, and I'm going to edit. Now in the description, what most people do is they put text in there, but as I said, I don't prefer text. I like visual aids and cues. And so I'm just going to insert this image that I just made. And then once it's loaded, you will see that it's taking up a lot of the space. So I'm just going to resize it. Now you can resize it in two ways. If you already have an idea of what kind of size you would like, then you can click on the little image and change the dimensions. These are some of my preferred dimensions for different things I like to play around with. I think that makes it a little bit too narrow. So the other way that you can change the dimensions is simply by clicking on the photo and then resizing it to fit what you think looks good to you. Okay, so I am going to click off of that, the backspace to get it into the corner. And now when I think my banner looks good, the way that I would like for it to appear, I am simply going to save it. And now once a person comes and clicks, you can see it has a little clickable hand. They don't just have to click on the title, but they can click on the entire image in order to get inside of the folder. Boom, simple as that. Now for a little razzle dazzle, here's one of my favorite things I like to do. Instead of photos, I like to use GIFs, right? And so I want to make this folder for extended learning. I wanted to have a little razzle dazzle to kind of encourage kids to click in it because it's extra. And so I'm going to actually borrow a GIF. Real simple. I went to jiffy.com and there's this GIF that I already like that says practice makes progress. And so I'm just going to copy the link from this GIF, right click and copy it. Gives me the little notification that it's copied. And then I'm going to come back to my folder, click on the edit gear, click on edit. And now I'm going to insert content. And I'm going to click on image. And this time the image is coming from the web. So I'm just going to put in the link and insert media. And now my GIF is there. Same thing, I can resize it. I can make it bigger or smaller by dragging the edit buttons or by clicking on the image icon and changing the dimensions. But when I have it the way that I want it, I'm going to click on Save Changes. And now I have a GIF for my folder, and students can click anywhere within the entire GIF in order to get within the folder. So there you have it. Two simple ways that you can add some sparkle and razzle dazzle to your folders, make them more accessible, make them more beautiful, and just make a little fun in your classroom. I hope this was useful to you. Please make sure that you remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, just keep in touch. You can always find me at the intersection of prayer and pedagogy. See you soon.